Hello and welcome to this Cambridge Business Essential Guide on answering business ethics questions at A-level. Business ethics questions most commonly appear on paper 1, but they can also crop up as a part of essay questions on paper 2, and they can also be a really crucial component in strategy questions on paper 3. So this tutorial is going to be useful for all students at Cambridge Business A-level. So first, let's get started with the essential knowledge for business ethics questions at A-level. The examiners at Cambridge, and indeed business experts, love to make what is really quite a simple concept more complicated by using lots of different variations and different names for what is essentially the same thing. In A-level business, in Unit 1, there are 3 different variations on business ethics and how it is studied. The range and aim of social enterprises, business ethics and how they may influence the aims and objectives of business, and the stakeholder model and how businesses should be accountable to their stakeholders. All 3 argue that businesses need to consider more than just making a profit. So any essay question will come down to evaluating this strategic choice. Should businesses only be responsible for making a profit? Should they just think selfishly? Or should they also consider the interests of the environment and the wider community, either those people working in the business or those people affected by the business decisions? Regardless of your point of view, your answer has to include both points of view. I may upset the free marketeers and libertarians among you, but it's much easier to make an argument that business should act in a responsible manner. There may be costs in the short term, but in the long term, it will give the business a better reputation and make it more profitable. As Cambridge prides itself on being a global qualification, it's also really important to consider the international context here. Companies operating in less developed countries are much less likely to see ethics as a priority than companies which are operating in more developed countries. So now we've got all of the essential information covered, it's time to look at an example from paper 1. Business ethics is a particularly popular choice for the examiners in paper 1. It's come up 4 out of 6 times from summer 2018 and summer 2019. In paper 1, as there is no case study and no context, it's really important to have some examples that you can use in your answer from the business world of companies behaving ethically or behaving in an irresponsible way. You could have, for example, Volkswagen and other car companies cheating in pollution tests, Facebook not protecting its users' personal information or privacy, betting companies encouraging gambling by sponsoring Premiership football teams, tobacco companies promoting an activity which causes death, Nestle discouraging women from breastfeeding so they can use their own powdered milk instead, McDonald's and the links to childhood obesity, oil companies and the destruction of natural environments and contributing to climate change, Apple and the suicide of its workers at the Foxconn factories in China. There's a seemingly endless list to this one. But we also have to think about how, if a business behaves ethically, it can boost its image, its reputation and its profits. For example, Patagonia actively discourages customers from buying its products. It only wants you to buy if you really actually need that product. You could also have Body Shop and its non-testing on animals, Netflix, which offers 52 weeks parental leave for its employees, Unilever's pledge to be a force for good in the world. So let's have a look at an example from 2018. Discuss why shareholders may disagree with having CSR as a corporate objective. The first thing we need to look at is how to structure this question. It's asking for why shareholders will disagree with CSR. So let's first focus on building a chain of analysis. First, we include a knowledge point. Shareholders want to make short-term profits. But we also need to define what CSR is, and we integrate this into our answer. It's talking about taking responsibility for the impact of a company's decisions, and then we talk about the impact of that. So this can increase business costs, and that means it's going to reduce profits for shareholders. So it's going to negatively affect shareholders in one way. Then we need to add an example and explain. Netflix offers 52 weeks of parental parent leave. This will significantly increase the labor costs as they have to pay the staff some form of payment for whenever they're on leave, and they also have to find replacements to cover for them and to pay for their wages too. This means that shareholders will have reduced dividends as a result. Next, we have to look at the other point of view. So how it can be beneficial for Netflix to have this policy of parental leave. What it means is that they will be able to attract the best staff and reduce labour turnover because they treat their employees well. The mark scheme doesn't specify how many points that you need to make, but I'd recommend at least 2 reasons why shareholders may not support corporate social responsibility, and then evaluate using the benefits of corporate social responsibility to that company. As this is a discussion question with 12 marks, to finish it's essential to include evaluation. You need to consider the advantages and disadvantages of corporate social responsibility in the long term and the short term, and also think about what kind of shareholders they are trying to attract. So if it's shareholders who just want to make short-term profits, then corporate social responsibility may not work so well for them. But if they're looking to attract long-term investors who are looking for the long-term growth of the company, then it would make more sense to have corporate social responsibility as an objective. You can see a full transcript of this answer at the Cambridge Business Essentials website. And there you can find loads of other resources which are going to help you to succeed in A-level business. Use examples to support your answer. It could be this video, the newspaper, business news, a website, a textbook, anything, but make sure you've got a few examples of enlightened and evil business behavior to be able to use in an essay. Remember to choose one that's easy to remember. I chose the Netflix example because I watch Netflix, and the amount of time that the employees get for parental leave is also easy to remember. It's 1 year. Evaluate! Evaluation is what takes students to the top level in essay answers. But again and again, I see students who give maybe 5 or 6 points explaining one side or the other, but they don't make that final decision. So make sure that you do, and you're among the maybe 20-30% of students who actually get that top grade. Thank you for watching. If you want to find the full transcript to this answer, just go to the Cambridge Business Essentials website. The link is in the description below. And there you can find video tutorials, step-by-step guides, past papers, and lots of other resources to help you achieve your potential in A-level business. And don't be shy. Spread the love. Follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, subscribe to YouTube for the updates. Okay, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.